My sister mocked me at Thanksgiving and toasted to my pathetic life. I toasted to her federal charges because her gallery was already a crime scene. I arrived at the family estate at noon. It was our first holiday without Grandma. She passed away in September, and the grand dining room felt hollow. My older sister, Vivienne, barely glanced up from her phone. Oh, the basement dweller made it. Over the main course, Vivienne's tech bro fiancé smirked. Still scraping old paint for hourly wages, Clara? Vivienne jumped in, twirling her wine glass. She's too busy playing starving artist. No portfolio, no property, no real life. The extended family stared at the tablecloth. I'm content, I said, keeping my voice flat. She scoffed. Grandma would have wanted actual prestige. Heat climbed my neck and my vision blurred. Don't weaponize her memory, Viv. My mother leaned over, her voice a practiced, sickly sweet whisper. They needed angel investment for his startup. So, I let them use your share of the gallery's inventory as collateral. Vivienne corrected her, cold and clinical. We reallocated dead assets. What were you going to do with those paintings anyway? You live in a studio apartment with 2 cats. Her fiancé smiled. You're a waste of space on this family's cap table. Even my mother gave a tiny, approving nod. I pushed my chair back, the wood scraping loudly against the marble. Thanks for the honesty, Mom. I walked out the front door, leaving my coat behind. The next morning, I sat in the oak-paneled office of Grandma's estate attorney. He slid a thick, red folder across his desk. I've been expecting you. Inside were 6 commercial loan agreements with my forged signature, putting $3.5 million of Grandma's Renaissance collection up as collateral. Then he showed me the unfiled amended will. Nobody received a single canvas until the collection was fully authenticated by an independent appraiser, and I was named the sole executor. Before I left, the lawyer handed me a brass key. She said to check the false back of the mahogany wardrobe. I drove to the estate. Behind the heavy wooden panels, I found a climate-controlled safe. Inside were the genuine, original masterpieces, rolled in velvet. Along with them, a handwritten ledger. Grandma had documented every time Vivienne smuggled a real painting out to sell on the black market, replacing it with a high-end replica to fool the insurers. That's when the real bombshell dropped. My mother wasn't a victim. She had signed the authentication papers for the fakes, knowingly committing bank fraud to fund Vivienne's lavish lifestyle. The next day, Mom texted, "Emergency vote. Come to the gallery now." I pulled into the alley and walked through the back. Vivienne had brought our uncle and a sleazy corporate liquidator. They pitched a hostile restructuring. They wanted me to sign a waiver releasing my claim to the art, promising a tiny payout in 5 years. I let them talk. Then I asked about the bank's upcoming collateral audit. Vivienne snapped. "That's standard procedure. Just sign the release." Way too fast. I looked at my mother. "Did you know she took out a mezzanine loan using your forged signature on a counterfeit Monet?" The liquidator went completely stiff. I turned to him. "Is that why the startup is in pre-foreclosure?" My mother didn't drop a tissue and cry. Instead, her eyes went entirely cold. "We had to do it, Clara. You're a nobody. Vivienne actually matters in this world." The stairs creaked. The gallery's head curator walked down, gripping a UV scanner. "Did you forge the provenance logs?" he asked Vivienne. Next, he set a heavy file on the glass display case. "I scanned the entire vault last night. Every single piece is a modern replica." After that, he looked right at the liquidator. "The sister isn't lying. This entire building is a crime scene." The room exploded. Vivienne shrieked, lunging toward the curator. My mother yelled at me like I had planted the fakes myself. "I set Grandma's amended will on the display case. You signed the fraudulent appraisals," I said. "Not me. I didn't offer a repayment plan. I didn't try to save them." I walked out and handed the forged loan documents, the UV scans, and Grandma's ledger directly to the FBI art crime team. The next morning, Vivienne tried to flee to Dubai. She was arrested at the international terminal. The bank seized the gallery. The investigators raided my mother's home, uncovering decades of tax evasion and wire fraud. My uncle's reputation was obliterated overnight. Their sprawling mansion slid into brutal foreclosures. Suddenly, nobody in the elite social circles even knew their names. 2 weeks later, I flew to Geneva. I safely deposited the authentic Renaissance masterpieces into a secure Swiss vault. I didn't rescue my mother's retirement. I didn't take in a helpless relative. I completely severed the bloodline. I bought a quiet villa on the shores of Lake Como, entirely in cash. They told me I had no real life. Turns out, the ultimate revenge isn't teaching people a lesson. It's letting them rot in the prison they built, while you enjoy the empire they thought they stole.